Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Are you ready?
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Revival. We're going a little old school tonight. I am remote, and I have to use the phone, unfortunately, tonight. But we're here doing a little impromptu stream. We're going to talk a little SummerSlam. We're going to have a little fun tonight. Richie, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, brother, man. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see that you're having fun out there in the great land of Costa Rica. Just having a blast. You look like you got some sun. I've seen the videos. You've been horseback riding. You've been to the beach. You've done all kinds of stuff. You played with some monkeys. Dude, you're having a great time out there.
Dude, we're doing a little bit of everything, man. We're doing just a little bit of everything this trip, man. But I'll tell you, I missed you guys. And me and you were chatting as we do just about every day. And we were like, man, let's get on and talk about some SummerSlam. Let's talk and see what's going on with the group. Let's see what's going on with everybody. I apologize that the audio's not as good as normal or the video's not as good as normal. I have to kind of improvise where I'm at right now, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. We're just here to have some fun tonight. We're here to talk with everybody, and yeah, man, it's going to be a good time. It's been a great trip so far, but I'm sure excited to get back and get home soon and have some fun with you and talk a little wrestling with you guys and keep this gravy train going, man, this crazy train, so to speak, and have some fun, man. How you been?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. My health is getting better. I've been on this diet for a little over 20-something days now, and, man, I'm telling you, I'm feeling great on it. The energy level, the brain fog and stuff like that, it's all gone, cleared up, and I'm doing good. So I'm living life, loving it. SummerSlam, actually, I'm going to tell you, dude, it's the first card that I've watched twice in so long, like as far as a PLE is concerned. Like, I actually watched it twice. I've never done that in 10 plus years, probably.
Man, you watched it twice, huh?
Watched it twice.
Wow, man, that shows it did a damn good job, bro.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. I watch it once. Usually there's a lot of bad things I have to say about it, but overall this card really knocked it out of the park. With the exception of WrestleMania, this is probably my favorite card of the year so far.
Hey, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. A lot of good positive feedback from everything, and people loved it. Let's check into the chat here real fast.
I'm going to hold it.
Say his name, and he appears. Where is Rewind? Where is he, man? Where is he?
Come on,
Rewind. Come on tonight, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Buddy.
Rand is here. He says, "Hey guys, Judgment Day match is over. Winner was the Rock and Roll Express."
Yep.
Truth, man. I loved when he did that shit.
That shit was funny.
Truth by pin. NWO for life. Absolutely. Derek says John is here via satellite, like an old school Raw segment. Yeah, I got to go retro tonight, man. I got to do an old school satellite. I'm sorry, guys. If the audio isn't as good or the video sucks, we just missed you guys and wanted to get on here. Jeremy's here. He says, I've watched it twice as well. Yeah. Jason Krantz is here. Jason, he says, what's up, my dudes? Before we talk about Slam, Odyssey Jones is amazing. We'll get into that in a minute, buddy. Oh, shit. He's here.
All right. We said his name. He appears. He is. He's bringing the lotion, baby.
Dude, Joe Hendry does not have shit on Rewind. When you sing the song, he appears. Here is our friend Rewind.
The Jergens commercial appears. Everything.
There it is. Lawrence, good day, mate. From Brisbane, Australia, Queensland. It's great to see you, Lawrence. Jude, the dude, what's going on, man? How's it going?
So good to see everybody.
He says, I just saw you were on. Lawrence says, keep us in your prayers. We're trying to move on from the bloody Brisbane all over the place. But you're always in my prayers, my friends.
In my prayers, dude. All of you.
It looks like you're in my dungeon, John. Yeah, I'm in the Hako dungeon the Hako dungeon in Hako, Costa Rica right now.
Dungeon of Doom.
Their Rewind. So I'm in the dungeon here. That's why I don't have my normal equipment. I just had my laptop to do some work stuff. So that's why we're here.
Check in real fast. Jeremy ended up getting his stuff today. Got a picture confirming he got it. Jude and Rewind, if you could let me know if you guys got it as well. Just want to make sure it safely arrived to y'all. And I know John's stuff went out, so just want to make sure you guys got all your stuff, by the way.
Yeah, I know Jeremy got mine. Jude, let me know if you got mine too, that if it came in through. Derek's is coming when I get back. I had to wait for it to come in. So Jude says, blink twice if you are in danger. I'm always in danger. Jude says, got mine today. Thank you so much. All right, cool. We just want to make sure you guys got everything, man. So beautiful. Rewind. Let Richie know if you want a lotion on a pole match or if you got your stuff. So
we'll go with nice cheap rum and pretty girls.
There's a lot of beautiful girls out here. I'll say that, but I cannot claim for anybody else but my one and only. So I cannot go for else. And I have my daughter with me too, Rewind. So there's no pretty girls and cheap rum here for me. So it definitely doesn't have that. How was that food, John, with the photos you took? The food was excellent, Lawrence. I've definitely enjoyed for the last 2 weeks way too much good cuisine, and it's been an absolute blast. I had my first disgusting meal though yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, it was really fucking bad.
Really?
Really bad. I got a burrito yesterday, and are you a Pico de Gallo fan?
I am.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a Pico de Gallo fan, but I can eat it. Doesn't matter to me. I can eat it. It was like the soupiest shit in the world in the middle of this burrito. And it was the place that
soupy Pico de Gallo. I like chunky.
It tasted like just awful, man. It just didn't taste good. And it was funny because I went there the second or third day I was here, and I had the best burrito I'd ever had at that spot. Jeremy actually told me this place has good reviews. It's called, I think it's called Taco Loco or something like that. And it was really good the first day. Just yesterday, but other than that, I've had delicious food, man. The cuisine has been great. It's always good, man. So it's okay, Rewind. Don't worry, man. You never have to be sorry. You're always good in our book. You're always good in our book. So. Well, let's talk a little SummerSlam in a second, but Raw's been going on tonight. Guys, fill me in. I caught up to Raw tonight up until the point when Odyssey Jones came out, Jason. So he's kind of like their new Big E, it looks like. He's a big dude from NXT. So that's where I left off. And Jason said, yeah, Seth Rollins tasted like 6 tsunamis from Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed destroyed Seth Rollins tonight on Raw, and the fans were all about it, bro.
Yep.
They were loving it, man. Bronson Reed
Yep.
solidified himself tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Jude says, Rewind's got tube steak for everybody, for you
Extra
guys.
saucy.
Extra saucy. Man. Extra saucy. I don't know what's been going on since the Odyssey Reed stuff. So if anything big is happening, guys, fill us in on Raw tonight. So I love the Liv and Dom stuff too, which we're going to talk about here.
That shit's amazing. That shit's amazing, dude.
God, let's get into SummerSlam here, guys. All right, so let's get into SummerSlam, and then we'll open it up at the end to if you guys want to come on and shoot the shit for a little bit.
We can go overdrive a little bit and hang out.
We can do whatever. Yeah. We can do whatever tonight, man. You guys,
plenty of time.
We got plenty of time, man. You guys, we can do
White
whatever.
Gravy.
White gravy, man.
We're getting off the rails here.
Whoa! Rewind's getting everybody off the rails tonight. But I'll tell you, man, watching this SummerSlam, you and Jeremy said you both watched it twice. I don't know what you guys thought who have watched it. Let us know right in the chat what you guys have thought so far. But I'm telling you, from what I saw, this is one of the best SummerSlams I've ever seen, man. If not, probably for me, the best SummerSlam that I've enjoyed, man. It's probably one of the ones I've enjoyed the most.
I'll say this, like it was cool. There was one particular part that I was let down by, and I'll go into that once we get to that particular match. But all in all, this card was pretty damn good.
Yeah. Talking about Danger halfway through, one of my favorite films. I'm rewatching Michael Douglas falling down. I love it, but struggling to watch this. I've watched it so many times. Great movie, by the way. Mm-hmm. You ever seen that movie?
I've never seen it.
It's very relevant to what's going on in the world today.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a great movie, man. He goes on a terror spree and basically fucking just destroys everybody. So Jason says, I'm going to take the asshole role tonight. I love seeing Fatu get hurt. He's a beast,
that's a bad motherfucker right there, dude.
Woo! Buddy. He sure is, man.
Him in a bar fight.
Look at this. Rewind even watch SummerSlam here. Wow. I watched it. It was really good. The last one I watched was Taker
that's
versus
kind
Brock.
I love it, dude. I love, and one day I hope with our group that we all can meet up at a wrestling event one day. And it would be cool to see Rewind live in a crowd, recapturing his love for wrestling again live, dude. That would be an epic monument for us, I think. That would be cool.
You never know one day, man. It could definitely happen. Let's give some shout outs though first before we get into the card here. Let's give some shout outs to some of the great guys in the group here that have some great things of their own. Check out Laz's Pro Wrestling fan page that he's got. That's great. It's a great group. And check out Derek's Pro Wrestling Takeover, guys. Two great groups if you're wrestling fans, especially. It's as easy as can be right here on Facebook. You guys got to check out those two groups, man. We always got to give some love to our friends here, man, and the great stuff that you guys are doing yourself. So throw that right out there for those two great groups. But man, this was a great show. Jeremy says great show, beginning till end. Even Nia was entertaining. I got to agree.
I got to agree. Yeah, even the women's matches were cool and kept me tied in.
I'm not shitting on Nia Jax, man. She has embraced her character, which we'll talk about later. That
fucking crown is god awful, though, dude. I'm sorry.
It is, but she gets tremendous heel heat, dude.
She does.
She gets tremendous heel heat. And for everybody watching on Facebook,
I just can't get out of my head when I met her at the Royal Rumble what an obnoxious person she was live, like eating at the autograph table and stuff like that. I was like,
you met her. You actually met her, huh?
Oh, well, yeah. I had the opportunity to take a picture with her, and I refused it. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to turn this one down. Yeah, man. That was terrible.
We'll get into her in a minute. We'll get into her in a minute when we get later on to that match. I'm not going to do probably every bit of every match, but I'm just doing what I remember here tonight for what we talk about. But, anybody watching on Facebook or YouTube, really quick, make sure you hit that like and that thumbs up for the video. And make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done so already, please. It helps out with us getting more traction on YouTube and Facebook. We greatly appreciate it. So hit that like on for the video, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, let's get into some of the comments here before we get into the show. Derek says it's a top 5 SummerSlam of all time. 2002 remains forever the GOAT. That's a great one. That was Triple H and Shawn Michaels, that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 2024, 2013, 98, 92, round out the 5. Rewind says that'd be cool to your idea on stuff. So, getting everybody together. Jason says I'm taking my 7-year-old son to SmackDown this Friday in Tulsa. We have ringside seats and can't wait to see Roman. Let's acknowledge our tribal chief right here. Man, can't wait to talk about Roman later.
What's up,
sure. Michael Douglas, yeah. Here's a good little rundown for anybody that wants to know about this good movie with Michael Douglas called Falling Down from the 90s. It's really, really good. So, but that first match, let's get into the first match on the card. I think it was the perfect placement to start the show hot and having that mommy, that Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan angle. And I got to throw this out here about Liv Morgan, okay? I have shit on Liv Morgan for years, okay? That's
I don't know
stupid.
why, man. She's beautiful.
Okay.
She's got a great gimmick. She's funny.
All right. Okay, so here's why. The fucking blue tongue thing she used to do when she came out with Ruby Riott.
Man, like the Riot Squad.
It sucked. It sucked for me. I thought it was terrible. She was floundering. She was terrible to me. Beautiful woman, but wasn't my style. Now
that group was actually made for Ruby Riott, though, to excel.
I know. And she took a dump.
She took a dump, and Liv Morgan, hey, it's like Macho Man says, the cream rises to the top.
Yeah, the cream rises to the top. But Liv Morgan to me was somebody I never was a big fan of. I never liked the gimmicks. Dominic Mysterio made this chick must see. And her embracing this new, really, I'm not going to use the words that I want to say to it because I don't want to get canceled for it in this pussified generation in society now that's out there. But she's in that provocative style, the shorts that she's wearing, the sexualization of what she's doing. Oh, man. This woman is must-see TV now, man. She is must-see TV. And God bless Dominic Mysterio. This guy is a hero to me.
Dude. Yeah, well, what more can you say? I mean, he looks like Eddie Guerrero out there. He's got the moves like Jagger. He's kissing Liv Morgan. He's kissing Rhea Ripley. He's got his wife at home. Dude, this guy's living it up. Living it up. He really showed that he was the real deal heel in this scenario.
He was, man. Dominic Mysterio is must-see TV. If they don't put the title on this guy in the next year or two, they're fucking fools, man.
They're fools. But I don't see him doing it because of his size. I really hope that I'm wrong. I really hope that he tries to bulk up or something, but I think that's what's going to handicap him a little bit. But you know what? If David Arquette can be the effing WCW champion, then Dominic Mysterio should be able to be champion.
Yeah. Anything could happen for that, for sure. I mean, good points right here for everybody. I love the throwback that CM Punk had to Bret Hart too, Rand.
Yeah,
so we'll cover that.
Yeah, I was going to say that was actually one of the things I want to talk about was that match. I mean,
we'll hit on that for sure, no doubt about that. We're going to hit on that. Derek says, "Is Dom the first heel to turn heel and become even more of a heel?" Absolutely.
Eddie Guerrero did it too. Eddie Guerrero did it too.
Dominic is following in his father's footsteps, is he not?
He is. Yeah. The real tribal chief, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. Come on. Dominic Mysterio. This match was done to perfection, Richie. And everybody knew the turn was coming, but how they did it was great with the chair shot where Dom was trying to save her so she didn't get disqualified. And then, she's thinking he's saving her, and then he just goes over, distracts the referee, the chair thing. She hits her finisher on it. Boom. What a way to take out Rhea Ripley.
We've been calling it for weeks that this was going to happen. Yeah. And you can see it from a mile away if you've watched wrestling for a while. So, yeah, it was a great little heel turn there. Dominic Mysterio on his A game. I can't wait to see more from him. And like you said, man, I hope he gets a title run of some sort, even if it's the U.S. title or something like that. Give the guy a championship.
Yeah. Lorraine says, I think Liv has shown more character, isn't as green as I enjoy these days. But used to think she was a Barbie pro wrestler previously, and she's really stepped out of that. Rewind says, dude, Liv is great. I love everything she's doing. She's doing at the moment.
Her tiny little hands freak her out.
She doesn't give good massages with that.
You can't put lotion on them things.
Yeah. And Jason's got a great point right here. To me, Dom is the top heel in the business, and he's made Liv Morgan. I agree.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan had her run before. She had this run now. Dominic Mysterio made this woman relevant. He made her into probably the hottest attraction now, along with Rhea Ripley in the WWE on the women's side of things. And that's the rub from Dominic Mysterio. And you know who got to meet him this week? You know who got to meet Dom and Rhea this weekend? Daniel got out. Daniel got out to meet them both. He drove to Cleveland.
Serious?
Yeah, he drove to Cleveland just for the meet and greet. He's a huge Dominic and huge Rhea fan, and it was his birthday, and happy birthday to Daniel.
So awesome.
You know, and his wife wanted him to go out and get an opportunity to meet two of his favorites, and got him.
Nice.
They got him some meet and greets, and he drove all the way out 11 hours from South Carolina, all the way out to Cleveland to go meet him on his way home. So
That is so
I
cool.
love it. Yeah, I love it, man. And you know what? To me, this is setting up something even bigger down the road. And I'm going to do a little throwback here. And this sets up the ability for Dominic and Rhea one day to kind of come back together, kind of like the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth did at WrestleMania 7 down the road.
Right. Could
You
be.
know? And Dominic will get a big monster babyface run a few years down the road. I can see it happening.
Probably will, but I think he's best fit as a heel role. I think he does the greatest when he's a heel.
He does. For a long time, I'm going to see him doing that.
He
But
may
down
get the
the road,
lying, cheating, and stealing gimmick style. You know, I think it's a good possibility that you're right. He gets the face and, you know, does that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
the blue tongue was a nod to George the Animal Steel. Okay. I agree with Jeremy here. The only negative is Jelly Roll. Do you like this guy?
I love Jelly Roll for what he, you know, personally, I'm going to tell you why I like him. It's him fighting the fentanyl epidemic and the things that he's trying to do on that end. His story where, you know, him and his wife have come up together. They've cleaned their acts up. They've taken care of his kids and fought, you know, they're fighting the good fight against drugs, man. So who can't root for that? I understand he's a big guy and everything like that. But you know what? He's doing good things for people, and you got to respect that.
I respect what he's doing, and I respect his grind and how he's turned his life around for sure. I just think his music is the shits, you know.
Yeah.
And if I heard, it's like that Harley guy that they had a few years, or Harvey or whatever it was. Do you remember that guy when they did that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so they had this dude, his name was like Harley or Harvey. He was some country music guy, and he couldn't sing for shit either. And I think they did it at SummerSlam for him. So
Okay.
I think he was about 3 or 4 years ago. I wonder whatever happened to him, because he did a live performance, and it was so fucking bad. It wasn't even funny.
You know what I'm tired of is the Prime shit. I'm so sick of that shit. Like
With Logan Paul.
Well, you know, and hey, you know what, Logan Paul, say what you will, the guy can perform and everything like that. He can work and do great things in the ring. But hey, I got a lot of hate for the Paul brothers. I can never root for them. You know, it's
They're
just
hard. We'll hit on them in just a minute.
Yeah.
We'll hit on them in just a minute. So Dirty Dom IC belt by next year. I would
Probably.
definitely see it. I love that. Hardy, yeah, Jude says Hardy. He's the Ghost Adventures guy. He sucked.
God.
Oh, he's terrible. Dom is killing it. I feel bad for Mommy, and I get Dom picking Liv over Mommy. Dom is the whole person I can think of who's turned heel as a heel.
Mhm.
CM Punk versus Dirty Dom for the IC title. Is Sheamus the IC champ right now?
I think so.
No. Braun Breaker is.
Braun Breaker's the IC champ.
Yeah, Braun Breaker. He'll be the one we talk next year. So Braun
God,
Breaker.
Dom ain't winning the title from Braun Breaker. I'm sorry.
No. Nobody's winning from Braun, but we'll get to him in a second. Ray was world champion. Dom can pull it off too, especially with the Judgment Day as his backup. See, I love that stuff right there, 100%.
Absolutely, Derek.
Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna get to some of the ones here. Sorry, guys. Jelly Roll has a great choke slam. Just saying, a great choke slam.
does.
He did have a great choke slam in that one
He
segment.
did.
I'll give it to them there too.
Horrible
Unpopular.
chair shot, great choke slam.
Unpopular opinion. SummerSlam was good, but not great. It was a great card, but way too predictable. It was very predictable.
Okay, I didn't see LA Knight win. I'll tell you that. I didn't see that.
You didn't see that at all?
I didn't see that coming. I didn't
Okay.
think LA Knight was going to win.
Hardy was at the Royal Rumble. Okay, thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate that. So appreciate that one. Pretty soon the title will have advertising on them. Yeah, for the Prime stuff. They'll do something with that.
Oh God,
And-
dude, don't say that. You're usually right too. Don't do that.
Derek says, Jude, predictable isn't always bad. Sometimes it makes more sense. Very true points as well. And Jude says, I'm okay with a secondary pay-per-view being predictable, but a top 3 being predictable is bad.
Sure.
The predictable aspect of this card is very, very true because I called every match.
What other ways could you go, though? You know, I mean, what other ways could you go than what they did with it making sense?
You couldn't really have gone other ways other than it. You know, they had to go the route that they did, in my opinion.
You know, I didn't really think that Gunther, you know, I wanted Gunther to win the title eventually this year, but I didn't want him to win it this soon. You know, I kind of wanted him to do it at Mania maybe, but you know, I think they pulled the trigger on that a little too soon. You know, I don't know if Damian Priest is hurt or what the deal is with that, or if they just wanted to pull the trigger on this Finn Balor deal. But
I think they wanted to pull with Finn. Yeah.
And, you know, we just predicted that too. It's kind of funny. We were just doing our predictions most recently. We were saying we want Finn Balor to kind of change sides on him and stuff like that. I thought they were going to go the Bullet Club route myself. But you know, this is just as good in my opinion. As long as Finn gets a title run again, I want to see that.
You could go a different way with things for long-term storytelling. Don't AEW this shit. LOL. Yes. Please don't AEW it. That's for sure. That's for sure. Rand thinks that they're going to go Sheamus taking the belt from Braun because of the Olympics going to LA. Okay. Gunther had to go to Berlin as world champion. Yeah, I agree with that there. Definitely too. True. You know, because they got him and Randy Orton coming up at Clash of the Castle or Berlin Battle. What's the new one called for Berlin? So the Clash of the Castle was with McIntyre's show, but yeah, they got that card coming up in Berlin next. It's going to be Randy Orton versus him. Randy's getting his rematch. I don't know. We got me and other part-time fans and maybe other non-fans to watch. They can only do so much for hardcore. Predictable is fine. It was a phone card. Okay. All right. We'll talk about LA Knight in just a second, and we'll get into him, guys. Let's get into Braun Breaker next, though. Braun Breaker and taking out Sami Zayn. I don't know why they didn't do it before. I wouldn't have broken Braun's undefeated streak. You know,
I wouldn't either, especially with a guy like Sami Zayn. I wouldn't have done that. You know, you needed a monster to do that eventually down the road. Maybe Sami Zayn.
Dude, Sami Zayn to me is a fucking bum.
He looks like a homeless person.
He looks dirtier than a homeless person.
I mean, I've never, and I'm going to be honest with you, and this may be an unpopular opinion with you guys in the group and stuff. I've never really seen the upside to Sami Zayn, other than him riding Kevin Owens' shadow. You know, I've never seen it. Don't really understand it. You know, it's kind of like that Daniel Bryan thing. Everybody just roots for the guy. I just don't get it. The yes shit. I don't get it.
Bash at Berlin. Do we see the question on everybody's mind? Do we see Alex Wright's alter ego in Berlin? If you know, you know. God, if he can grow his hair back a little bit again, like Berlin did with that like horseshoe type haircut, let's bring him back. Let's do it for sure. Let's do it. He looks one way, Jude says, but the crowd is behind him, and Triple H is listening to it. He puts asses in the seats. That's a valid point, though. People do love him, man. I don't, but people do love him.
I just don't see it, brother.
Yeah, that's just me, though.
But it's not, and you know, it's different flavors for different people and stuff like that, and I get it. I don't see an upside to the guy.
I think he's gonna get knocked right down the ladder again, and he's gonna be sitting down on a relative.
He'll never be a world champion. I mean, there's no way.
That ship is long since sailed to me. Yeah. Taxi driver Sami Zayn looks like a starving Bigfoot Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. What a movie that is, right there. Have you ever seen Harry and the Hendersons?
Sure have.
Another one you haven't. Come on, dude. You're missing out on good ones here.
You know.
Come on, McMahon. Everybody can't be juiced up in 300 pounds.
Yeah, but you don't need a guy that looks like he just fucking asked you for change either outside of a gas station.
All right, Jason, report back on the Wyatt 6 stuff to us. You're going to be our reporter on that one when it gets done. We'll see when you get back. Let us know how it is. Chime in as soon as you get back, man. I want to hear about it because I'll check it out later on. Braun Breaker. This guy's a world champion material all day long, man. Do you see it too?
I want to see Gunther and Braun Breaker by the end of the year. I really do. It would be a phenomenal match. My favorite part in this was definitely seeing Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner in a WWE crowd and cheering him on, and next to DDP and shit like that. That was so cool to see, dude.
Did you see who was over in the box next to him too?
Kevin Nash.
Yeah, Kevin Nash and Waltman.
Yep.
Pretty good to see the OGs represented right there.
Dude, it was so awesome. I love Scott Steiner. I'm big Scott Steiner mark, and every time I see him, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, that's great.
Scott's hilarious, man. The guy is funny as hell.
I could totally have a beer with that guy. That guy is so funny.
I could have more than a few beers with him. I'm just not going to piss him off because then he'll snatch you up in the Steiner recliner. So
I just want to see if he can do math drunk, perfectly.
I don't think he could do it sober, so that's why it works so well.
I want to see if it goes in reverse, though.
The Braun Breaker call out, though, of John Cena that Jeremy just mentioned right there, told him he's never won the IC title and he needs to grow a set and couldn't see him. This is what the John Cena tour in 2025 should be all about, man. It's stuff like this where John's coming out and making these guys relevant,
Yeah.
Even more. I mean, I'm not saying they're not relevant, but, making them big time stars because that's what a John Cena can do. And you know what? John Cena is going to do that. Because that's just the type of guy that John Cena is.
I hope they don't waste it.
I don't think they will. I think it's going to be nice to, to be able to see him in there. And I'm all for a Braun Breaker and John Cena match. But to me, you got to put over Braun Breaker. This guy should be pushed just to the top. And I can't believe that John Cena's never held an IC title before. Can you? I thought I could have swore he was a Grand Slam champion, but he wasn't.
No, United States champion, WWE champion, world heavyweight.
Everything but. Yeah, pretty crazy, huh?
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Rewind says Lazzy with the great movie picks tonight. He says that Braun is a fucking beast. I would agree on that 100%. Absolutely. And Jude says there is always a 148th and 2/3 chance of being in attendance.
Absolutely.
Braun's following in the footsteps of his uncle Big Papa Pump, world championship material for sure. He's got the look of his dad, Rick, and he sounds like Scott. And to me, he combines both styles of the Steiner brothers so well.
He does.
Love the guy, man.
Yeah,
he's one of my picks, I think, for the probably winning the Royal Rumble this year. But I have a secondary pick actually for the Royal Rumble that I think might be a sleeper that I'm going to throw out now that we mentioned him. I think John Cena could be a guy that might be in the Royal Rumble as well, and he might win it this year to take on Gunther maybe at WrestleMania.
Good possibility. I think you could say that. I think you could say that The Rock might do it.
Could be
good opportunity. They may set him up for a. Who knows, man? The Royal Rumble is going to be a toss-up this year. You don't really, and that's the best part. Like we always bitched about this during the Wrestling with Reality days. Like we always said, it was the same regurgitated shit every week, and you could predict it and all this stuff. And while this show was predictable, WWE is kind of unpredictable right now, and it's a beautiful thing, right?
And they're setting up so much long-term storytelling, right?
Yeah. And that's what we wanted. We wanted the characters back. We wanted the long-term storytelling, stuff like that. Now they're going back to Netflix to pay attention to the 18 to 45 demographic again.
You got it.
It's going to be beautiful times for wrestling, dude. I'm telling you. AEW is going to get their ass kicked. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, they're already getting their ass
I know they
kicked.
are, but I'm saying that this is going to be the death blow year.
Bro, it's all the death blow that's going on right now, man. I mean, they're developing future stars. They're building their roster into something huge. Jude's throwing something right at you here. He goes, see. He's talking about the predictability, and sometimes it can really pay off too. So I said I can see it on stuff, and he says, "Told you guys, long-term storytelling." Good points, guys. Good points. Jeremy says Sheamus hasn't won the IC title. That surprises me as well. Wow.
Yeah, Sheamus hasn't. Yeah, not as much as John Cena though. Good Lord.
I would put Heyman with Braun Breaker too, Jude. I think he'd be a great mouthpiece for him. I think he would take him to the next level.
Yeah, but the problem is you got Paul Heyman involved in so much. You don't want him to get stuck again and where it's like the Paul Heyman guy thing where you got Ryback and all these fucking guys, and you got to be careful with that. You really got to be careful with that. What is this shit?
Steiner Math with me and Richie has a 33.3% chance of not getting a massage.
You said Richie like it was a kitty name, dude. Am I your Richie? Oh my god, I don't even want to say that.
I love how he
All
fucks
right.
with you, bro.
I got to take a drink of water after that.
There you go.
Put these fumes out.
Lawrence says Braun destroys John Cena as a stepping stone for Braun. All
Now
right.
you're doing it to John Cena. Cena.
Let's see. I gotta go, but have a great stream. But did anyone catch the commentaries of Hogan's references when Roman was coming out to the ring? They asked whose side is he on? Like Hulk joining the NWO. Yes, I did hear that, Derek. And Derek, you have a good night, buddy. Great to see you out. We'll see you out on the next one, man. It's great to see you as always, my friend. And Pro Wrestling Takeover. Check it out, guys, for sure.
Yeah.
John in the Royal Rumble to get the IC belt shot and then WWE belt and then drop one to a new guy and other to some up and coming. John's going to put a lot of people over.
Yeah.
So Jude says, don't say it, Richie.
I'm not going to say it.
Bring in Jim Cornette. Jim manages Braun, a throwback classic. Oh, God. I don't
Jim
want to
Cornette's done, man. Jim Cornette's done. I'm sorry.
Jim Cornette's doing the experience, Laza. He ain't getting on a plane.
A lot of cash, being the grumpy old bastard that he is, and Jim Cornette's sailed in wrestling.
Yeah, he ain't doing much else. Nothing but respect for him.
I loved him in NWA Power, dude. Don't get me wrong. Like we put him over so much when we were reviewing that show every week, but yeah, it's sailed, dude.
Well, then he did that whole comment that people roasted him for about I'm not going to say it on the air.
And you know what's crazy about that? We found out that he had said it years ago in the 80s.
Yeah, he had said it a million times.
Yeah.
But let's see how well has it worked out for Billy Corgan in the NWA. You know, just going to throw that out there. I mean, what big stars has the NWA developed and cultivated? Somebody tell me.
R.I.P. question mark.
Real dude, that guy was awesome. That first year, man. That first year was great in the question mark, man.
That shit was, dude, we got to go back and watch some of those first episodes. Those were great. Like, if they would have stayed on that trajectory, dude.
Those were fun. Those were fun. Ted could manage Braun, being he managed the Steiner brothers. Could be. They did bring him back a little bit, but I think Ted's legal troubles right now, Laza, is going to keep him around. Well, not his legal troubles, but his kids and his attachments potentially to it, which they've never proven anything. So the man is not guilty of anything. I did not say he is. So, yeah, just going to throw that out there. He did not do that, but I don't want to get in trouble. So, but that attachment, his one kid's going away, and Teddy Boy looks like he's going away for a long while. Fuck Eric Bischoff's new Jim Cornette, the way he bitches about AEW, very similar to Jim Cornette's take on wrestling. I love these.
I like a lot of his takes, man. Eric Bischoff is a genius to me. He does a lot of good takes on his show, and I'll be honest with you, I listen to his show quite often. So
he's a regular listen for me. Rewind.
Yeah, at least his takes are something you can get behind. Jim Cornette just throws shit at the wall, I feel like, sometimes just to see if it sticks.
Look who has made an appearance, the princess of the Retro Wrestling Revival, my lovely daughter. Hi, Cadence. Say hello.
Hi.
She doesn't like to be on camera. She's going around, she's going around so she can get her Nutella right. She doesn't like to be on camera. So
that's okay.
She likes to be on TikTok, but that's about it. So
there you go.
All right, let's go move along to the next one. Logan Paul, LA Knight. I love this match, man. You didn't see it, you said?
I love the no, I saw it. I loved the match. It was great. Logan Paul actually did great up until he did that stupid split move that looked like a chick. I was just like, what in God's name? It's kind of ironic he makes the transgendered stuff that he says on Twitter and all that, and then he doesn't move like that. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
He burned himself the day before with that comment, and I'm not saying I don't agree with what he said because I thought that stuff was horseshit.
Absolutely, and you should have a free platform to say what you want, but you got to understand that you're going to have to answer. When you got a product like WWE, you're going to answer for those. So
the audience is requesting you say hello. Uncle Jeremy says say hello. Yeah, you're on camera. This is the first time in 6 years she's ever appeared on camera.
Nice.
The plates are right there. So the plates are right there. I told you we're doing a little impromptu stream here tonight. So there's no privacy here in the Hako condo tonight. So there's no privacy here. What do you think of Logan Paul's heat factor though that he gets? Because I think this guy can just do some crazy stuff, man, and he's got heat for days from people. I know you hate him, but
the Paul brothers have had heat for forever now with the Disney stuff. When he came out and he got fired by Disney for the stuff he did in that Japanese forest, the suicide forest. He almost lost his career then. That's really when the heel character started coming out way back then when he was young. He's taken that, and with the stuff in boxing and all these things, like, I'm not gonna lie, dude, the Paul brothers, they're brilliant promoters for themselves, right? They're great businessmen. They make the right moves and choices financially. I just can't stand them as people. I think they're horrible people. And Logan Paul, he's a great entertainer. I'll give him his roses, man. He's great in the ring. Probably one of the fastest learners that I've ever seen actually transition to wrestling. But like Jude's saying here, his reputation's the shits. He's a horrible human being.
They missed, to me, I love you, sweetie. Have a good night, okay? Sweet dreams. To me, they missed a massive opportunity here. And, his reputation and his heat factor, there's something bigger going on here than even SummerSlam. And it's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson that's coming up. You bring Machine Gun Kelly out again. And I know Machine Gun Kelly has his fan base to do whatever and all that stupid shit. I don't get into his stuff. That's just me. But, I'm old and not into that style. But you got his brother, who's a great promoter on his own. I mean, look at the amount of money he's making in boxing and what he's doing and selling out those things, no matter what people think of his talent and fighting a real boxer and whatever it might be. LA Knight is one of the most popular guys on the roster. He deserved the win here. He had a great feud with Logan Paul. I absolutely loved what he was doing with him. But Jake Paul should have been coming in here to help his brother out and to interfere, and they should have brought Iron Mike Tyson out.
I think so too. I think it would have been a great way to capitalize on it.
Yeah. Like, to me, they really, really, really should have brought Mike Tyson in here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mike would have had a problem appearing. He's done it many times.
I would have liked to see that brass knuckle spot be stopped by Mike Tyson, and then
Absolutely.
Mike Tyson take the brass knuckles and say, "I don't need this shit," and then knock him out.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yeah. Or had Jake Paul give him the brass knucks and interfere there and try to cost LA Knight the match. Then Mike Tyson comes out, sucker punches Jake Paul and costs Logan the match. I mean, I think there was a big missed opportunity with cross promotion here. And I'll go as far as to say I think they probably both would have came in for free to do it to continue to hype up and promote this big boxing match that they got going on.
Sure.
But the right man won here.
Especially when WWE's about to do the deal with Netflix and then you have this appearing on it. It's a win-win-win, all the way around. All
the way.
Yeah.
There's no losing in this right now.
That was something that crossed my mind too, now that you mentioned it.
I thought it might have been a surprise. I mean, just think of the
pop would have been amazing.
You hit Mike Tyson's classic music from his day, man, and here he comes out, man, and he just takes and beats the shit out of this clown. Yeah. Everybody wants to see it anyways, man. Why not capitalize on it?
Sure.
That's my opinion, but I'm glad for LA Knight, man. The guy deserves it.
Too.
It's over like Rover. He's worked his ass off. He's worked hard. And credit to Logan Paul, man. This guy is an athlete. It's like you said. He is somebody that has worked his ass off to get to the next level. And he's probably one of the guys that is definitely taken fast, is one of the fastest people that has committed to this and taken so well to wrestling. The stuff that this guy does in there is amazing. Rewind says, the first time I've seen Logan Paul wrestle, he brings money to the table. As Conor McGregor once said, it doesn't matter how you do the dance, as long as you're at the dance. Yeah,
very true.
Points, man.
Very true.
These guys know how to make money, man. The Paul brothers, nothing but respect for them, man, in regards to their hustle and their grind. Yeah. I don't like them as people. I'm not into their brand. I'm not drinking fucking Prime. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But these guys, man, they are smart ass businessmen.
They are.
Doing 100%. Stuff that we all wish we could. So hey, he gets a break for a while. He'll be back real soon. And you see what Logan Paul is. This guy loves doing it, man.
You never
He
know.
was-
I think they may give him an opportunity at a title run at some stage.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think he'd be a great heel champion for a little while.
You know what I think was a missed opportunity, and this is something that's probably going to surprise you. I really wish that the Miz was part of the card. You know, not just a host. You know,
Yeah,
I wish he would have got a match in Cleveland. You know, and I'm not a huge Miz fan. You know that, but
Yeah.
I think that was a missed opportunity. He's one of the most over people in Cleveland. So why wouldn't you have the Miz on the card? You know,
yeah. Well, they gave him that one stupid spot with the
Jelly
I
Roll.
can't- yeah, with Jelly Roll and the other two goofs, Waller and Theory. So
Yeah.
I didn't even know Machine Gun Kelly was from Cleveland. Nobody fucking cared that he was there, like Jeremy said.
Yeah.
Nobody cared at all in that one, Jeremy. So Jason's reporting back here on the Wyatt 6 Up. He said that the debut was marginal at best. Loomis, Gacy, and Rowan versus Gable and the Creed brothers. It was boring as shit. They need bigger fish to fry. I would agree, Jason. It's falling a little flat for me. I think the presentation's really cool so far with the Wyatt 6, but to me, you debut them for their first match as this new faction on fucking Raw, not SmackDown or not SummerSlam, not a bigger card.
Right.
You take the mask off of them, the allure goes away too a lot. But
Absolutely. I agree with
you
that
know,
100%.
where do you go now? It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
You know? It's going to be interesting to see if they can do anything with this. Chief says, I think they contacted to do PR work for Netflix. Could
True.
have been a contract block for it to happen. Yeah, very true. Very
Very
true. Let's see. Eminem was talking about Raw tonight. They're set up CM Punk versus Logan Paul for SummerSlam with this night and last night. Okay. Logan Paul comes back and wins the Royal Rumble, Jude says.
Could be.
That
Could be.
could be, and it
wouldn't
piss a
shock
lot
me
of
at
people off.
It would not shock me at all. And you know what? Good on WWE if they do that, because if they, I mean, dude, you know, the guy's got heat, like massive heat. So you could turn him into one of the biggest heels of all time. You really could
Mhm.
easily. And
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Turn
Well,
him into the guy that you want everyone to fucking beat, but they just can't. Just like Jake Paul in the boxing ring. You turn Logan Paul into that, you're getting people tuning in just to see him lose.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, guys, I'm going to put, because these are the big matches here, and we're going to get to in a second. So I'm going to put out the link here in just a minute for these top 3 matches on the card. And if you guys want to come on and discuss them, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to, no worries. But I'm going to put out the link when we get to the top 3 matches. And the top 3 matches for me are going to be Drew and Punk. It's going to be the Gunther and Damian Priest stuff. And it's going to be, of course, the finale with the main event of Cody versus Solo. I'll put it out in just a couple of minutes after we talk about this last match. I know I'm going out of order a little bit on matches, but I don't really want to cover this too much. But Nia Jax and Bayley, you know, they had their match. It wasn't a bad match. You know, we've ripped Nia Jax to shreds, as we were talking about earlier on the show.
Nice snacks.
Yeah, Nia Snacks, man. I give her credit. She gets great heat. She knows how to piss the people off. She knows how to be obnoxious. Her work is getting better and better in the ring. She embraces the hate, as you could hear her talk about during the match, where she was saying, she's unsafe, she's careless. She was yelling that out in the middle of the match and stuff like that. And she embraces the hate from people. And I commend that 100,000%. Because if you sell somebody giving you shit like that, you know, and the hatred from the internet, because let's be real, we've seen it, we've experienced it too. If you sell and you give into that stupid shit, it does nothing but give these morons that are out there typing away on the keyboard or, you know, doing their own thing. It gives these morons credibility.
Absolutely.
Nia Jax embraces it. She laughs at it. She's making big money. I know she's got her spot because of her lineage, basically, but she's got great heel heat, man. You can't deny it. And I think it was the right choice to temporarily
it's
put
not
the
like a
belt on her.
Tamina Snuka style thing where it's useless, you know, like she actually uses it for a good thing, like, you know, makes it entertaining.
Yeah, she did the right thing. Jeremy says her voice is so horrible. It sounds like a drunk Kermit the Frog.
Dude, it does. Like, even in person, she was burping in front of people and shit at the table. I'm like, good God.
Kermit the Frog. I've never heard it. You want to hear a Kermit impression?
Sure. As long
I can do it, man.
Are
Let's
you
do it.
popping rewind? Oh, okay. I thought rewind was in the backstage there.
No. Kermit's one of the ones I can do. It's
Hello, it's me. It's Kermit the Frog, Nia Jax. She looks like a little bit like Miss Piggy, but she's very, very voluptuous, just like Kermit likes.
I've never noticed the Kermit with her voice, though, Jeremy.
Dude,
I've never noticed the Kermit too much on her voice, so I got to go back and listen.
Do not destroy the good name of Kermit the Frog with Nia Snacks.
Kermit the Frog, he does not want that.
Yeah, no.
Disco Inferno sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Right.
Yeah, he sounds more like Kermit to me.
I guess.
I'll go back and listen to Nia's voice, Jeremy, and report back on if she sounds like it. But they teased the cash in by Tiffany Stratton. Love Tiffany Stratton. This chick is the future too.
Yeah.
Great worker, great heat she gets. She's over with the crowd, even though she's supposed to be a heel. She teased the cash in. Of course, it didn't work out, but she's had kind of like this alliance with Nia, and eventually, we all know where it's going. She's going to do the turn on her. Oh yeah, she's going to cash in on it. So it's going to happen. But Bayley, I got to give her credit, man. Bayley is, she's a grinder, man. She never gives up.
She's carried the women's division for a long time.
Off and on many times, man. And she's very forgotten, and she gets the short end of the stick often. I was glad that she got a featured match here. I was glad she got a WrestleMania moment. And, I was happy for her. But I understand and I agree that it was the right choice to put the belt on Nia at this point in time. So anything else you want to cover on this match?
I think it's safe to say that we covered it all.
Yeah, that's about it. I think that's the most we've ever talked about Nia Jax here on the show and actually said nice things about her. So
last time.
Yeah, I don't know how much more we'll talk about her too much. There's never going to be any Nia Jax watch-alongs here. So
yeah,
it's just not going to be happening much. I think she thought on her last run that she had a spot because of her family, and then they cut her attitude in check. Now she understands. Very good point, Jude. I would definitely think so too.
I agree.
They're talking about Rand thinks that should have been the return of Charlotte. I don't think she's ready yet, Rand. She had an ACL surgery, so I don't think she's ready yet.
From what I've seen, she's still in physical therapy and stuff.
Yeah, anybody that's ever had an ACL tear or a knee injury, man, let me tell you, it's a year progress typically to get back to where you need to be. Knee surgeries and
dude, it's what carries your whole weight of your body.
Yeah, I'm on almost a year in September. September 5th, I think it was, is my year for my replacement, and I'm still not even 60% yet. It takes a lot of time. So I hope Charlotte takes her time to come back, because if you chance this too much, you could really, really hurt yourself. So the Bayley tribute to Macho Man and Rocker Shawn Michaels last night. Yeah, I liked Bayley's outfit, Rand. I did like that for sure. Cool. All right, I'm going to throw the link out, guys. If you want to pop on the stream, you're more than welcome to. If you want to talk about any of these matches we're going to talk about, so you are welcome to come on if you would like. So if you don't, no worries. We'll keep chatting along either way, but I just wanted to open it up to everybody. But let's talk about CM Punk, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, definitely. This is the match I wanted to talk about, mostly because I was disappointed, man. I was disappointed in this match. I like the costumes. I like that they're paying homage to The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and everything like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I was expecting more for CM Punk's return. And, I don't know how it makes sense to put McIntyre over in this unless they're going to continue the storyline forever and ever. I don't know how much longer I want to see it, to be honest with you. Wasn't that entertaining of a match as far as working and stuff like that. And I think it was more on CM Punk's end, if I'm being honest. I didn't think he did that well in the match. So it might be an unpopular opinion, but I definitely don't think that CM Punk did that well last night. Or
the whole shit with the bracelet was like just ridiculous.
It's goofy as shit. Like,
yeah. Did you see the fan was on social media?
He's wanting
money from Slim Jim and the advertisers. Mm-hmm. Fuck off, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Like that for like $5.
A fucking 4-year-old could make that stupid shit. All right, come on.
Yeah,
like get the fuck out of here with that. People are such greedy pigs, man.
Dude, it ain't the first time CM Punk's had somebody try and do that. Somebody did it with his tattoos as well.
Get the fuck out, man. Leave these people alone. It's ridiculous. No, I would agree with you, man. And the match to me fell a little flat. I got to say this though, and then I'm going to bring Jude on, who's in the green room. But Another person I've shit on through the years is Drew McIntyre, man. I've called him Snooze McIntyre all that time.
McIntyre.
And this guy has been in the best feud of the year probably in wrestling with CM Punk with what they've done. Drew McIntyre is one of the best heels in the business right now too.
Yeah, but the match just fell flat. I mean, am I wrong for saying that? That was
no,
one of
the match
parts of the show for me.
The match fell very flat because they told a really shitty story during the match, in my opinion. They did not play up to their they did not play up to the right
Seth
strengths.
Rollins being the freaking special guest referee. I thought that was hokey shit. You know?
Yeah. It was to set up stuff with Seth and Punk and to let Punk lose the match to because of the ref stuff. Yeah. And then tonight you have Bronson Reed coming out, destroying Seth Rollins. So we're not getting that payoff, it looks like right now. It's going to be a while for that.
That's the one thing that I'm like, are you going AEW on this? Like, what the fuck,
After knee surgeries and a lot of rehab and massaging, ask Richie about it. It'll help it. I'll help him out so much with massages after that knee surgery.
Family friendly here, Rewind. Family friendly.
Oh, man. All right, I'm going to bring Jude on right now. Jude, what's going on, my man?
Dude. What's up, guys?
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Beard.
Hey.
Always going.
Always,
how you doing,
gotta be ready, man.
Rewind oiled that up for you in the green room, didn't he?
No.
he's not putting any of that white gravy on Jude's beard that Jeremy was talking about earlier.
No. He doesn't want to breathe through a different hole. So.
What did you think of it? What did you think of the Punk and McIntyre match, Jude?
So, I agree with what Bully Ray said on Busted Open after last Monday Night Raw. Is that the segment that they had leading up to SummerSlam did nothing for the match.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where the match kind of, went flat. People weren't bought into the match. They weren't bought in. They weren't excited for it. Seth Rollins told you right off the bat, I can do this or I can do this. It took it away from being Punk and McIntyre and made it all about Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
People wanted to see what Seth Rollins was going to do. How was Seth going to screw over Punk? How was Seth going to screw over McIntyre? Was McIntyre going to take out Seth? Was Punk going to take out Seth? So I think that because of how they handled leading up to the match, that last Raw, I think people last night wanted to see what Rollins was going to do. And if you watch the match, Rollins really didn't do much until the very end of the match.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it kind of went flat.
A lot of the spots were sloppy too.
Yeah. Well, the whole match, I think, was just slopped together.
Yeah.
Because
they were trying to draw parallels between the Undertaker and Bret Hart story, and it was just.
And stop doing that.
Yeah,
stop doing that. Stop doing that. They're not the Undertaker. Yeah. They're not Bret Hart. No. They're not.
The costume thing was cool, right? I thought that was okay to do.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Randy even mentions it right here too. He mentioned it earlier as well too about the parallels.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that at the beginning of the match, go, oh, hey, look at their costumes or look at their outfits. They're paying homage to blah 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 blah, and then. Stop.
Boom. That's it.
Yeah. Stop it. Just acknowledge it and move on. I agree, though, to a point with the match. I think the match served no purpose at all. Because it doesn't build. It didn't build anything for me last night.
No.
It built nothing.
Matter of fact, it made me want to see the end of the story now.
Right. Because now you have, you built up this with Seth, Drew, and Punk, and now you threw Seth in apparently with Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
Where the hell is that going?
Right, like where's that going? Like why is Bronson Reed attacking Seth Rollins?
Yeah,
there's no rhyme or reason.
And Rollins cost him the match ultimately and gets him the loss, which is why we knew he was in there. So that way CM Punk didn't lose in a clean finish to him. It was the screw job. But why? I mean, I love Bronson Reed destroying him. And he looked like an animal and a beast and all that shit. But where does it make sense?
Yeah. Right. You built up a match with three guys, and now you took the one guy and went.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was one of the guys that was instrumental in the match.
Yeah.
You built it up that he was going to do whatever, and then all of a sudden you kind of threw it out the door.
You cut the balls.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw about Becky Lynch sending a text message out today or posting it. I don't know if that might have something to it. Maybe Seth's taking some time off, but I mean, he just took time off after WrestleMania.
He just took time off, yeah.
You know, so are you writing
There's
them off
something
TV
weird
because
going
there's
on
something
with that
going
couple.
on?
There's something weird going on with that couple for sure behind the scenes, I think.
Right.
But do you think she's really retiring, though, guys?
No,
I really think that.
No.
I think we'll see her in
That's the
AEW.
point.
I think she's pregnant again.
Could be that too.
Because she's talking about being a mother, and you know how it's
True.
the greatest gift and everything like that. You know,
Right.
it's the most important thing. So,
Right.
I don't get what they're doing with Seth, man. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
I feel
think he's
bad
getting
for
lost
Seth,
in the
honestly.
card.
I really feel bad for him. You know,
Yeah.
I do.
I mean-
I'm not the biggest Seth Rollins fan, but you know what? He's put WWE on his back for a long time, and they made him look like a jabroni at WrestleMania big time.
Mhm.
You know, so
I think my thing is they don't know what to do with him
yeah.
because I don't think they want to put the title on him because too many people
No.
expect that. And who are you going to have go against him if you put the title on him? You could have Gunther
Right.
go against him, but you just built up Gunther to be your champion now.
Right.
So I think Seth Rollins, in all actuality, he's just getting lost in a shuffle.
He is.
He's getting lost in the mix,
Yep.
you know, and I don't think they understand what to do with him because of it,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I agree with that.
I mean, it's I don't know because you got Punk and Drew are going to go till probably Survivor Series.
I agree with that,
think,
Ram.
I
agree,
think
man.
Survivor Series, you'll see Punk and Drew. There'll be a payoff for it at Survivor
Yeah.
Series. But I think Survivor Series, I think they're going to build that completely around the bloodline.
the bloodline.
That whole pay per view is going to be for the bloodline.
Yeah.
So you get a payoff with Punk and Drew. Okay, but I mean, like, what direction you going with Punk and Drew then?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, you're eventually going to have Punk beat Drew, get his bracelet back, and whatever, you know. But where do you go with Punk after that? Where do you go with Drew after that? Like, do
I'm
you
gonna
have
say
Drew-
Punk has a really good chance of winning the Rumble. I know we were talking about that earlier. I think Punk has a really good chance this year because of what happened last year of winning the Royal Rumble. I do.
I want to see Drew McIntyre against Gunther.
That'd be a barn burner right there
That
between
would be a
those
good
two.
one.
Yeah,
You know,
I would like.
I
To
mean,
see
well,
that match.
they had that show stealer between Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew at WrestleMania 39. Man, that triple threat match. That was arguably at WrestleMania 39 probably one of the best matches, if not the best match on the card. All in all, that match was insane between them.
hard hitting.
Yeah,
Because I
For
mean, everybody wants to see Gunther against Brock.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think you're getting it.
I don't think so either.
I don't
think Brock
is
comes
done.
back. Yeah,
Nope.
I don't think Brock comes back.
Nope.
He's made
I think
boatloads of cash, and he's going to ride off in the sunset.
yeah. Here's the one thing that I could see happening with Brock.
Jacob
It's
Fatu.
unpopular. No,
Oh, dude, that would
I
be
could see-
nuts.
I could see Brock going to AEW.
Ugh.
Ooh.
I mean, Tony would throw the fucking Briggs truck up for him or just about anybody else, but
Yeah,
And
but who
you
does
have
he go
Shane
against?
McMahon.
Brian Cage? I mean, who does he go against over there? Those midgets?
Anybody you want to, and he'll destroy them.
there would be no rhyme and reason for anybody in AEW. What are you going to have? Fucking Hangman Page, Brian?
Yeah,
I mean, I know
Brock
Daniels
would
is retired.
murder
Swerve Strickland, you know, I mean, come on. They don't have any monsters over there to take Brock.
But
would
here's
kill
what you do: you bring Brock in, let him kill everybody.
everything.
Let him
Mhm.
kill everybody, and then
David
you have a
Goliath.
payoff with the one person that does beat him.
him. Yeah,
You build that
Puts him
star.
over.
Yep, that puts him over.
yeah.
I
Yep.
say we dig up Brackus and bring him back to go against Brock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get back to Brock at the end with the bloodline stuff because I think there's way more to Brock there. So we'll get back to. You want to stick on with this for a little bit, Jude?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll get back to that one in a second. But anything else you guys want to cover on the Drew versus Punk match and everything?
I think it was the biggest
Yeah.
letdown and missed opportunity of the night. You know, I really hope that they pull their heads out of their ass with this because CM Punk's a big draw, man, and you can't drop the ball this big.
You have to have direction with him.
Yeah,
You
Mhm.
got to have some direction you want to take with him because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like CM Punk, but you have to give the guy his flowers.
the guy
He
prints
butts
money.
seats. He sells. He
Yeah.
prints money. Yep, he prints money for you. So
Yep.
you have to have a direction for him because if you don't have a direction for him, you're going to
It's
have
stale.
another match like you had last night.
Yep.
And they
It
love
fell
him,
flat.
man. and they love him. The fans love him. He's a natural heel more than anything. He's a much better heel than a babyface, in my opinion. But it's hard to book him as a heel right now when the guy's printing money for you, and when the guy is so over with the crowd. So it's hard to make him, a heel. Will they do it? I'm sure they will down the road, but he's just not the type of guy that is a babyface. He's a natural heel.
Here's the thing, though. You make him a face, you make him a heel. It's not going to change his standing with the crowd.
Right.
Yeah. Good point. I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a legend. Let's move on. Let's talk about Gunther and Damian Priest. I've been critical of Damian Priest, and I'll say this. He's improved a lot to me. He's still not a guy that I find as a world champion long-term type of person. He's got a great look to him. He's got a great backstory. I think he can really get over as a babyface, which of course is what they're pushing now, because his backstory, it's hard to hate on a guy like that, because you got to respect all that he's put into this and what he's given up and what he's been through. So I'll say that he's growing on me a little bit at a time. I loved the Finn Balor turn, man. I loved Finn turning on him, and I thought it was the right move and stuff. They were setting it up for a long time. Earlier in the show, when Damian was pissed about the Dom stuff and yelling at Finn and then apologizing to him, I thought they were going to wait a little bit longer to do it, but man, they jumped the gun on it, and I thought it was phenomenal, and I loved it. I love the ending to it. I don't think Damian Priest looked weak when he, getting beaten by him. I loved how he broke out of the rear naked choke and then went right after Finn for turning on him. And then eventually, of course, Gunther got him back in and choked him unconscious. He didn't tap out. He just went out. I loved it. I thought it was great storytelling. I love Gunther. And I think Gunther is money all day long to me. And I think it was a great job right here. So what do you guys think? Richie, I'll turn it to you first, and then I'll hit you on the you.
Yeah, I think you nailed it right on the head there. I think it's good that they didn't make Damian Priest look weak. They had him pass out instead of tap out. That was kind of my favorite part. And like you said, he was enraged. He went after Finn Balor for turning on him. That feeling of betrayal and stuff, they really played off that emotion. It looked pretty damn cool. Now, what I don't know what they're trying to do is Finn Balor going to be the heel? Is he going to be the face? I would like to see Finn Balor go back to be the Demon King and be solo. That's just my opinion. I think that's the best gimmick he's ever done, better than Prince Devitt, all that stuff. So we'll
he's the heel. He's the heel because they set it up tonight on Raw even more. They did a
which
backstage
sucks
with them.
because he said that he will never bring the Demon King as a heel character. It'll always be a face. So I guess we're not going to get that now, but I'm definitely glad that they did break up the Judgment Day and they're kind of doing a revamped version of it. We'll see where it goes, man. I don't know where this puts Damian Priest. That's kind of the interesting part of all this, and how he's going to do solo. I don't know how he's going to do.
What do you think,
the
Jude?
match. I hated the match.
Did
I
you?
hated it. The only part of the match that I liked was when Finn Balor got involved.
Right.
I think that's where the match got interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because again of the predictability.
Right.
It was the predictability during the match. You could see that, Damian. A lot of people don't like Damian Priest as a champion. They thought that he was just a transitional champion. It was trash. I liked him as a champion.
Really?
I think he took the opportunity and he ran with it. And he stood out to me more while Rhea Ripley was away, because Judgment Day was Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
And then you took Rhea Ripley out because of the injury, and Damian Priest carried it.
Mm-hmm.
Was it phenomenal? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But Damian Priest took what he had and ran with it. I think he was a great champion. I think that he was booked badly as a champion. I don't think that they had the investment in him. I don't think that they believed he wasn't a believable champion for a WWE type of champion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the match. There were parts of the match where it dragged on and on, like when Damian Priest was on his knees in the middle of the ring, and Gunther was just kicking him and chopping him and stuff like that.
I agree with that.
I was texting with a friend of mine. We were watching it, and we both said at the same time, "This is dragging."
Yeah.
And they're losing the crowd. And they did. They lost the crowd.
They did.
Until Finn Balor came out. Then once Finn Balor came out, the crowd kind of got reinvested. because they thought I think the crowd knew Finn Balor was going to screw, but they didn't know how. And I like what Richie said. Whenever Gunther had Damian Priest in that choke and he got out of it and he went right for Finn Balor. He went right for him. I think that was a great build for that next storyline between the two of them. I didn't like the ending of the match. I didn't like that, Damian Priest got Gunther down. He could have covered him in the middle of the ring, but he pushed him towards the ropes because you knew the spot was going to come in with Finn. I think that was kind of hokey, but I'm excited to see where they go with Damian Priest and Finn Balor, because I think you're going to get, what do you now do with the other members of Judgment Day?
Right. Rewind puts a good point up here, and this is where I kind of saw it too. It's Damian and Mommy being the two people that were always bonded and always kind of together, and the two leaders, kind of as it's been over the last years plus with them versus the new Judgment Day with Liv, because they debuted Liv with them tonight and Dominic, so it sets up, I think, a good feud for that. You can draw this out for a while, I think, because of that, and there's a lot of storylines. But to me, with the Judgment Day, the problem I have with them is I don't fucking know why Carlito's in it. It makes no sense to have him in there. The only people in the Judgment Day that I give a shit about seeing now is Dominic, Finn, and Liv. JD McDonough and Carlito, get them out of here. Nobody fucking needs them. They're garbage, man. No disrespect to them, but they're garbage in this feud. They're fall guys.
Here's my thing with that, though, is what is the storyline if you go that direction? What's the story for Damian Priest, or what's the storyline with Dominic getting added to Damian and Finn?
True to that.
So
the only way is that he's defending Rhea. That's kind of the only way I think for it, is that he's defending Rhea, who's his friend.
You could use it as Liv was the crack, like she was the crack in the whole ship that brought it completely down. You could play it off like that.
Yeah, but then you look at it this way, though. If you have Dom and Finn with Liv, who do you put with Damian?
Right.
Who do you add to that?
You got
you going to put Carlito in there? No. Are you going to put JD McDonough in there, the bobblehead? No.
Right.
I don't know who you'd add with it to make it make sense.
Especially to keep the crowd in the situation.
I think you'd confuse the crowd, and then the crowd's not going to know who to get behind.
Absolutely.
We got a party going on here.
Yeah, there we go.
What's up, guys?
Right.
How we doing?
We even got Rand joining us
for
tonight.
the first time.
Rand's on camera. Rand, what's up, man? You're on mute, Rand. So he's got to unmute
like a
yourself.
snazzy shirt there, Rand.
Man, Rand, he's rocking it out. You're on mute though, Rand. If you just want to hang out, that's cool. But if you want to jump in with us, you just got to unmute yourself. So welcome, Rand. It's great to see you as well. Let's see. He's got to unmute it. So let's unmute it, Rand. Whenever you figure that out, it's all good. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they go on this one, guys. But I think since we got everybody on here right now, I think it's a good time to start and see what everybody thinks of the main event here. So I'll kick it off to our good friend from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia first, Laza. Laza, what did you think about the main? Good day, mate. What do you think about that?
Good on, Laza.
I didn't really watch it.
Really? No shit.
I've kept up with bits on the media, but yeah, one of the things shared on Facebook showed a picture of, I think it was Liv Morgan. Who's the announcer chick? I can't think of her name.
Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, Samantha Irvin and Rhea Ripley with their back end. And so I was told that was the highlight of SummerSlam, where they were all standing in the ring together.
Gotcha. Did you like the clips that you saw, at least, Laza?
Yeah, one of the big news items that I was pretty impressed with was LA Knight beating Logan Paul. Because Logan Paul, like, I get he's a heat magnet, whatnot, but I'm getting sick of him. He reminds me of bloody Pat McAfee, where they just annoy the absolute shit out of me.
Right.
Where LA Knight has, like, charisma, and I think he's got something going for him. People whinge about age, but I reckon he's probably the best wrestler in wrestling at the moment, regardless. He shows that he's like a racehorse, and I reckon he should be utilized.
LA Knight's probably the most underappreciated wrestler right now, for sure.
What's up, Rand?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you
We
now.
can hear you, man. It's great to chat with you,
Hi,
Rand.
boys.
What's up?
How's it going, buddy? It's great to have you on the show, man. Awesome to
At
see you.
work. Watch you guys.
Oh man,
Hanging out.
we're
brother.
doing good, buddy. We're doing good. What do you do? What do you do for work, Rand?
Right on.
What do you do for work, buddy?
Is that the TSA?
Commissioner.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, man. Nice, very nice, man.
Nice.
Well,
dude.
welcome.
Yeah, security. Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think, Rand? Let me hit up
Right
with
on.
you. What did you think? What did you think of the main event?
Yeah, the main event of SummerSlam.
Yeah, what did you think
I thought
about
it
it?
was all right. Kind of reminded me of the Undertaker. Yeah, what did I think about it? 5-star.
Dave Meltzer,
I'm
5-star.
Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer, 5-star. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Needed a little more to it.
Mhm.
Needed something else to grab the attention.
Okay. Fair
Finn
points.
Balor
Fair
was all
points.
right turning heel, though. That was an all right move. I personally think that the new Judgment Day should have became the Judgment Night because it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
The day's over. The night has arrived.
There you go. Okay.
Maybe they'll change it up a little bit on that. We'll see.
LA Knight wins the King of the Ring next year.
Mm-hmm. Gets his world title.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You guys keep talking.
You're good, man.
Getting-
You're
Good.
good.
Good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, gets world
Yeah.
title.
Good to see you, man.
LA King gets world title just in time for Logan Paul. Logan Paul wins the Royal Rumble, screws over CM Punk. CM Punk is set up at a Money in the Bank PLA before WrestleMania next year because the Olympics in a couple of years are going to be in LA. That's why.
Mhm.
Oh, shit.
It's going to lead back to Logan Paul's little stint online with the Olympics.
Now that's long-term booking.
That's how we're going to set that up.
I like that.
And that's going to be the Netflix
I like that.
storyline when
There
they
you
drop
go.
on Netflix. Because
You heard it
Long-term
here
booking.
first, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's news today.
All right, man. Well, cool.
they're also
Cool.
going to have legends showing up.
Mm-hmm.
They're also going to have. They're going to also start having legends show up at PLAs. Every PLA, once they shift over to Netflix, they're going to have legends showing up at ringside or up in the stands. I don't know if anybody noticed, but when they cut the camera to the legends up there, it was a direct shot back to WrestleMania with the WCW guys up in the crowd. Shane McMahon going, "Hey, what's up, WCW?"
Mm-hmm.
That
It was a nice
pulling
throwback to
off
see.
with Scott Steiner and
The
Rick
UFC
Steiner,
does that
Diamond
a
Dallas
lot.
Page,
They kind of have the
Kevin
stars
Nash,
of yesteryear.
X-Pac,
They
who
do
is
that.
the host for next year's SummerSlam already.
Yeah.
Is he?
Did you guys know that?
No, I did not.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because of the area that's
Same
in
kinda
Minnesota.
idea.
It's in Minnesota,
That's
right?
'cause, one of the guys from UFC is now working over in WWE.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, cool, man.
across the bound.
Well, cool. Well,
Yeah,
thank you for
Minnesota.
popping
X-Pac
on
is
and
going to be the host of SummerSlam next year, 2 nights.
cool, man. I love it, man.
They're
Well,
already
Rand-
setting it up.
Rand, where do you think they're going to go with Roman Reigns? Let me ask you that, and then I'm going to move on to Jude and right after that. Where do you think that they're going to go with Roman
I finally
Reigns?
figured out how to have fun.
Well, I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you did. Glad you did. Well, you got a little delay there, so I'm going to move on to
Roman Reigns is going to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, you got a little delay there, so I'm going to move on to Jude real fast. But Rand, thank you tons, man, for your opinions there. So hang tight with us for a little bit, man. We'll I'm going to move on to the next opinion here. So thank you, Rand, for popping on, and thank you, Laza, as well. And Jude, what is your opinion on this one, Jude? What did you think about the main event?
So I think it was done well. It was very predictable. Again, I think, though, is they made it a bloodline rules match, but they didn't it didn't come off special until way at the end. And then it seemed rushed. It seemed, we got to rush this in here now because it's a bloodlines rules match. We got to get the interference in here. We got to get in, get out because Roman's going to come back. I think they should have had the bloodline out from the start of the match. I think they should have had it from the start of the match and tease it. Even if you're not going to do it, tease it. So I'm still invested in the match. I was invested in the match. Don't get me wrong. But it would have added just a little bit more to it. Are they going to get involved? Are they not going to get involved? Tease them, get involved. So I think it was a great match. Don't get me wrong. I think Cody Rhodes as champion since WrestleMania, I think they've been safe with him. I don't think they've actually put him into any type of situation where he could get exposed. Whether it's on the mic, in the ring, or performing anywhere. I think they have protected him with that. I think they need to. Because you built him up for essentially 2 years. You've built this up, and then you had the payoff at WrestleMania. I think they were kind of confused with where you were going to go after the payoff. You have to have an idea that once I give you the payoff, I give the crowd what they wanted. The crowd wanted Cody Rhodes to win. What do you do after that, though? Because if you don't do anything with it after that, you're going to lose your crowd, you're going to lose the interest, and you're going to lose Cody Rhodes as a champion. So you have to have an idea of what you're going to do after that. I think the plan all along was going to be for him to get involved with the bloodline. Now that's over. Because you got to keep the bloodline away from Cody Rhodes now, because of Roman Reigns being back. You got to keep him out of it. So now, who goes against?
Everyone.
There we go. Who goes against Cody Rhodes now?
That's kind of been the thing that we've been saying from the start. What we've said this before WrestleMania when we were covering this. We're like, where does it go after he finishes the story? Where does it go? What do they do when the bloodline's not in there?
Right.
And it's not. He doesn't have that.
They've kind of backed him into a corner, dude. I mean, where else does he go? And what makes sense at this point, because you've said that there's unfinished business with The Rock now, so you kind of have to keep this whole thing going until The Rock comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you take him out. You take him completely out of the bloodline stuff until The Rock comes back.
Sure.
I think you keep him completely out of it. I think you bring.
So do you have the bloodline feud with itself until then?
Yes. And then I think you have the way you bring The Rock back is Rock comes back and goes, "You lost focus.
Yeah.
You guys are
He's
champions.
The real tribal chief."
Right. You guys lost focus. You lost focus on being the champion, being the best.
Because he's the final boss, remember?
Right.
Yeah.
He's
the high chief and the final boss, man. That's the thing. Is Solo might be the tribal chief type thing that he's saying he is now, but Rock's the high chief, man. Rock's the final boss,
And I think also when you think of War Games, everybody thinks it's going to be Bloodline versus Bloodline at War Games, and The Rock's going to get involved with it. You don't get The Rock involved until the Raw after. I think after War Games, you get The Rock out
smacks
there
him in the face and says,
just
"Hey,
smacks
refocus
everybody."
this shit." Yeah,
Yep, like you guys are fighting with the wrong people.
yeah.
Like you lost focus. I'm back now. Everybody's going to get along.
Yeah.
And then I think you do it before Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And then you can get the title off of Cody. You can get it onto Roman. And then you have Roman Rock at WrestleMania. For the title.
I want to see night one, Roman versus Cody. Roman wins, and then Roman versus Rock is set up for night 2.
Or Rock wins. Rock wins the Rumble. Yeah, Rock wins the Royal Rumble, man. Or you do Cody and Rock at WrestleMania at Royal Rumble. You do Cody and Rock at Royal Rumble, and then Cody loses to the Rock, and then Rock goes into WrestleMania with Roman being his challenger to win the belt back at WrestleMania next year.
I think the thing with doing the Rock though, like Cody and Roman night 1, and then you have Roman or you have the Rock then come back night 2. I think that's way too predictable though. I think if you have the Rock win the Royal Rumble, they're expecting the Rock to cash in on Reigns if Reigns wins the title.
Yeah.
It's way too predictable. I think because with WrestleMania is always, we know the matches we're going to get.
Yeah.
It's set. We know what we're going to get. I would like for WrestleMania main event to be that unpredictability. I think that would be great for the card, for the crowd, for everything for WWE. However, if you're going to do, like you said, with the Rock winning the Royal Rumble, now you've made that night 2 main event predictable.
Right. Sure.
You've made it predictable. I think your winner of the Royal Rumble needs to be somebody that no one is expecting. The
World Heavyweight title should have more shine this year. I think if you do the Royal Rumble winner going for that, you already have your story told on the other side. You need to get that shine back on the World Heavyweight title because your World Heavyweight champion right now looks like a jabroni. I'm sorry. That belt has lost its shine. You could pretty much do away with it. Nobody'd miss it.
Right.
It's a fact.
You know who I would have win the Royal Rumble? Braun Breaker.
He's a great pick for it.
Him and Gunther could establish that back to that belt.
Have him fight Gunther at WrestleMania. Be an awesome match.
Yeah.
Be an awesome match. Just build Braun Breaker up starting now, as just a monster. And see what happens.
Jeremy passed out.
Well, it is late, so it is late. It is late. Rewind is here. Let's get Rewind's feedback. Rewind, what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
What's going on, guys?
And he
Rewind. Can you show me your hands real quick? Make sure you don't have no lotion.
I do. I don't have pants on, so morning, guys.
All right, see you later, guys.
I'm trying to keep my Taz down, guys. My Taz popping up now.
Oh, I love it, man. Rewind, what did you think of this main event here, man? What
I
was
didn't
your
really
opinion?
pay much attention to the main event. It was cool. I liked it. The running was cool with Roman. But the whole card I liked for the most part. Like, there's some hokey shit, like Rhea popping her shoulder back in, and then like
that was and
then like
way overdone.
Hey,
getting close to the ropes, like you said, Jude, and then all that shit. There's some hokey shit, but overall the card was fun. It was fun to watch. I haven't watched a pay-per-view 10 fucking years, maybe, or PL or whatever you guys call it nowadays.
Yeah,
it was a fun card. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
So cool.
So I don't know. The main event was all right. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm not really focused on that. The New Day or Judgment Day and Mommy Liv that's why I watched it, and it paid up.
Nice.
Love it, man.
Rewind's waiting for Linda McMahon to make her surprise entrance into the Royal Rumble.
Dude, that would be awesome. If I had that picture, Richie, there'd be tissues on the floor all day long, buddy.
Tissues and socks.
Oh, Jesus.
She could pass with an easy 40, dude.
Yeah.
What about you, Richie? What did you think? What did you think about the main event, Richie?
I gotta say, the main event was pretty solid. It was what it was. We all know that Solo's not the breadwinner in this group, right? I mean, we can all collectively agree he's not going to
Yes.
carry the load for anybody.
He's a fucking bum.
He's a bum. And, they tried.
A fucking bum.
They tried.
He's the Timu tribal chief, is what I like to call him. You know,
Dude, he's like the reincarnation of Umaga, and you know, Umaga. I'm not trying to desecrate his name or anything like that, but he wasn't as big a star or anything like that either as the rest of the family. So he's following the same path as Umaga did. It's just a flash in the pan type of thing. You know, I think the real story is obviously going to be Roman Reigns and him kind of burning down his own tribe and stuff like that. And that's really where I'm interested at. The Bloodline has been the best storyline in a very long time. We can all agree.
It's been for years. Yeah.
For years. And so I'm interested in seeing where it's going. The Cody Rhodes stuff, man, it's such a dead horse at this point. Like,
It's almost like they don't know what to do with him.
They don't know what to do with him. And they've spent so much money and invested so much everything on him that they have to keep him in that slot. They've backed themselves into a corner. He has to stay involved with this storyline too. You cannot put Cody Rhodes anywhere right now without him falling on his face. It wouldn't make sense. You know?
It's like you said, Richie, they kind of put him in a corner.
They did. What else can you do with Cody Rhodes right now? Nothing.
Yeah. Or him at the hot dog stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's kind of what we predicted, you know. We said, yeah, okay, you finished the story. Now what?
What now?
Until
Where are we going?
Back, now what?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Where's it going after that? You know, what are you going to do? I'll say this though about this. I liked a few of the things that they did. I loved when Cody came out and they had him run into Double A Arn Anderson, and
I love
the pep talk.
That was great. I'm glad they didn't make him the manager. One other thing I wanted to touch on before I forget. Jacob Fatu, I think, is the next obstacle that I think they should put in front of Cody Rhodes. And they need to make that as close to Cody Rhodes being defeated as possible. That needs to be not a bloodline rule match. That needs to be a regular wrestling match, and it get thrown out just for the violence of it.
Did he get legit hurt? Or
Do
was
it
that
in Hell in a
storyline?
Cell.
He broke his ankle.
Okay.
Rewind.
Okay.
So
I wasn't sure if that was real a storyline. Okay.
Yeah, they reported today, I believe it was, or it had been, reported in the dirt sheet. So to take that for what it's worth, but I guess he broke his ankle, and they said he's going to be out for about 3 months. I mean, that dive that he made, and you could see it when he landed. When he lands that dive off the top there, and where his fucking leg hits, I knew instantly he fucked himself up, and I'm like, that dude is one.
When he comes back, they need to, like Jude said, they need to put him in the Hell in a Cell. They need to absolutely destroy Cody so the match gets thrown out. And that's that. Like, I truly believe that. I think you need to make Jacob Fatu the next guy to carry the story until they get the Rock back.
Jacob Fatu is the future when you look at a monster heel, and the guy is absolutely insane when he gets in there and you see him. His skills for a big man, he's crazy.
Yeah.
The only problem with him though is his criminal background.
Yeah.
He can't go overseas.
Can't make him a global superstar. He can only be good here.
They had to get special 1-day access for him to go to Canada for the pay-per-view, because he went to Canada, did the pay-per-view, and as soon as the pay-per-view was over, he was on a plane back to the United States.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What was his crime? Does anybody? I never saw it, but I had heard that was the reason.
I thought it was robbery.
It's
could have been
robbery, and I think there was a assault. It was robbery, and I think assault. Like whoever he robbed, he beat the living shit out of him.
Yeah.
And they got. I know it was felony. It was felony robbery. But I think it was felony assault as well. That's why he can't go overseas.
Who's he related to?
Who's that?
He's related to Rikishi, isn't he? One of the sons of Rikishi.
No, he's not. Actually, I'm not.
What did he feel that thing?
He's not Rikishi's son. I could be wrong on this, but I actually don't think he's related to anybody into this storyline. That he's actually a guy that is that's his name, that's his gimmick. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty
just
sure.
Samoan that they put into the family.
Yeah, he's a bulldozer that made a big name for himself over in MLW, man, and came out.
I mean,
on
I
it
can
like,
see him being related to like Umaga or something
Sorry,
like
I was
that.
thinking
Usually
Zoe.
that can't be his offspring, bro.
Umaga's son Zilla has another one with a criminal background and history.
Zilla Fatu. He was
he was in attendance. Yeah,
in there. Yeah, but they
Yeah.
just signed Hukilo. I think is
Hikalu, yeah, from
tall mother.
the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
These dudes are taking over wrestling, man.
They really
The
are.
thing is, you can't bring too many of them in because then what are you going to do with them?
Right.
Because they can't be in a faction forever.
Right.
Yeah.
They've been around forever, haven't they? Samoans have been around forever.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Listen to what Double A said when he came out. That was the cool thing about the Double A thing that I liked. Where he said to me, he's like, "I know you got a big tall task in front of you with a bunch of mean and badass island boys." And he said, "But he's like, I still got a couple of I still got a couple of friends, and they're on their way." I thought it was a letdown for Orton and Orton and KO.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I mean, I know they've been doing this whole thing and they took them out. I mean, it should have been the Usos, but I get it why they didn't do it with them, because you gotta, like what we were talking about earlier, Jude and Richie and everybody, long-term storytelling, slow burn. Don't fucking throw, all your eggs in one basket right off the bat. Let's play this out for a little bit. Let's let these guys slowly, filter in and,
Well, at least
and
they
come
didn't
in.
bring back the Four Horsemen out there.
Right.
Dean
Fuck.
Malenko and
I
Mongo
think-
and everybody.
I think what you do with this though is you brought Roman Reigns back, and now you bring one of the Usos back, just one,
Yeah.
and then you bring the other Uso back slowly, bring them all back together. Then you bring Paul Heyman. I think you wait to bring Paul Heyman in. You don't.
I think you wait till Survivor Series for him.
Right.
Well,
I think
what
what
do you
you're
do
going
with
to
Paul
get
Heyman?
though. What's that?
What do you do with Paul Heyman? How do you involve him?
The money's there in this. It's not coming back with Roman right away. It's getting them in a War Games match, and they need a fourth man. And Jacob, should probably be good in time to get back for the War Games. I hope he is, because he's going to play a pivotal part. The money feud for Jacob Fatu is Brock Lesnar, and here you get him in a War Games style match, and they don't have enough guys to fight with it. And Paul Heyman hasn't been seen. You bring Paul coming out saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Paul Heyman."
John's always fucking coming with the heat, man.
Yeah,
This is
here it is, man. Bring him out, and then he comes out, and then he says, "I came with a friend, to help you out for one night." And he brings out his best friend in the world, which is Brock Lesnar. And Brock comes in and tears house up at Survivor
I think
Series.
you just have Paul Heyman bring them all together.
gotta
If
be.
Paul Heyman brings out Roman Reigns and goes, "Hey, you need another person." Brings out Jey Uso. You need another person. Brings out Jimmy Uso. Oh, hey, you need a fourth member. I know a guy that I used to be really close friends with. It's this guy. And you bring out Brock.
Yep.
And then have Brock come out, and then you can set up the Brock and the Jacob Fatu thing then after that.
Yeah. I mean, Cody's owes Roman a favor now.
Could you imagine if a shoot fight broke out between those two in the ring? Who the fuck would stop that?
That is the money match right there that I want to see over everything.
Oh
over
my
The Rock versus Cody, The Rock and Roman. Just for the pure factor of these two beating the shit out of each other in the train wreck of it.
Could you imagine if Fatu got a little stiff and then Brock throws an elbow and then, dude, it's
if they're good, they're going stiff if those two go in the ring against one another.
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
That ain't going to be pretty. That's bowl and shoe ugly, like JR would say.
Could you
Man, they're
imagine
gonna
the
beat each other.
pop? Could you imagine the pop? Brock Lesnar F5 and Jacob Fatu, and he just stands right back up.
He like the K1 fight with what's his name, Mark Super Samoan Hunt and Ray Tefo. They just back and forth, bang bang.
Yeah, these guys, man, the Samoans have taken over the WWE the last 4 or 5 years for sure. Like they have taken over, and you know what the beautiful thing is here, guys, is that this long-term storytelling that they're doing, like we talked about, earlier in the show, and we always talk about here on the show, is the storylines that they're bringing out. This long-term storyline is setting them up for the next 9 months, 8-9 months, all the way to WrestleMania and beyond. There's just a plethora of options that they have here, and so many different things they can do. And they have set it up, to me. This is storytelling at its finest. I was chatting with Jeremy during the show, And I said, this is why I love wrestling when I see something like this, because we're all going back and forth, chatting like we are right now here. And we're coming up with all these awesome ideas that we all
Reminds me
have.
of back in the 90s when you'd go to school and fucking talk
Attitude
about
Era.
it, you know?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's going in the NWO, right? Rewind, right, Jude, right, Rand, right, Lazo, right, Richie? I mean, where are they going next? Who's going to step up and face them? What, how are they going to beat Jacob Fatu?
Yeah.
I think in the back of my mind, you have Triple H in the Gorilla's position after a match. He goes, "Hey, bring out another Samoan."
Yeah.
Bring out the next bulldozer to come out.
Right,
I mean,
right. We have a bunch of them back here. Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There's at least 10 more to come,
Hold my
There's at least 10.
coconut.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
I'm surprised WWE don't open their own job network agencies for Samoans.
No shit.
They probably already have.
Well, yeah, the twin girls too. That they said that WWE just signed.
Mhm.
That they did sign those twin girls, and they're Samoan as well.
Right.
Like where do you find these Samoan? You don't just go
Yeah,
to 7-Eleven and
they're
go, "Hey,
crazy.
I'm interested in a Slurpee, a hot dog, and give me those 2 Samoans."
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned the girls too.
Scout cookie though, dude.
Bringing some female talent into the bloodline that can fit into this, faction with them. Bringing some female talent into them too could even keep this storyline going even further. Find that dominant female that's going to come in, and then match up a Rhea Ripley with this, a female Samoan Bulldozer that's in the bloodline too, or somebody else, or however you want to do it. I mean, they can do whatever the hell they want with this,
Yeah.
and it's going to go on, and it's going to get better and better for the rest of the year. I guarantee it.
I think so too.
I guarantee.
So, did you guys also see today that they're pretty sure that the Lucha Brothers are done with the AEW and
Yes.
are coming to
Yep.
WWE?
Yes.
I would
thank
love
God.
to see them.
Oh,
Love to see
man.
them.
Dude.
Yeah. And here's the thing: stay out of NXT. Don't put
Yeah.
them in
Put them
NXT.
on the main roster. Everybody
Put
knows
them on the
that.
main roster. Get Grayson Waller and that other jackass.
Yeah, get
You know,
those
put
two
that
fucking
on
bums out of
LWO.
here. Nah,
You
fuck
know.
the LWO. Yeah, send the LWO packing, man. We don't
Get
even
rid
want
of
them
that,
in the
too.
LWO. We want
They
these two to
shouldn't
kill
be
it.
considered the LWO. That's a disgrace to the original.
I find Penta and Phoenix to be the two most entertaining guys in AEW when they're in the ring as a tag team. Those two. Rewind, Les. I know you're a fan of everything, so I'm sure I know you know the Lucha Bros. But
Yeah.
Rewind, have you ever seen these guys wrestle the Lucha Bros?
Yeah, they're good. They're entertaining, but Hook's
Yeah.
still the most entertaining person in AEW.
Oh.
We all know that. We all agree with that.
Oh, I knew it was coming at some point.
Oh,
I just speak facts, guys. I speak facts. Okay.
oh.
A
knew it was
trio with
coming.
Rey Mysterio with the Lucha Bros at least.
Oh.
God. I want to see Vampiro come in with them if they're going to do anything. Bring Vampiro back with them. Have him be a mouth. Richie, you had mentioned. I mean, if I'm putting
I'd be
Vampiro over,
smiling you saying that if he wouldn't have just brought up Hook coming to the WWE. I just,
He's the future GOAT. We all know that.
Dude.
Now.
yeah, the future drug dealer in the back of the 7-Eleven that he was talking about.
They got to make a living too. All right. I don't joke.
Yeah.
He'll be the goat when they put him out the pasture.
Yeah.
oh, man.
Here. He'll go.
If they're helping fund the right weapons for the economy, it's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting times are going to be coming, guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see where they go
I
in the
think
very.
all AEW has right now on WWE is the possibility Shane McMahon shows up, which is still WWE showing up.
Dude, I really like the Tony Storm, dude. I really like that angle. Though.
She's
I'm not gonna
good.
lie.
Yeah,
That's
Timeless Tony. Mariah
That
May's
is the
fantastic.
only
but it's all
I'm tell-
WWE shit.
true.
Here's
but
the
still
thing.
good.
I've met Tony
AEW.
Storm.
Oh, cool.
I was actually on a show of her when I was working with a local company.
You get her number?
I don't know
Rewind's
whether I
jumping
should
on that
tell
one.
the Tony story.
Everyone's like, "Hey, I'm a professional massage artist."
I got very soft hands, Tony. Come on out. Let's see what you got.
But
Fuck your
if you think
husband.
about it, AEW is the only company that Tony Storm's the only person in AEW that they've done right by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, they've actually made her a
Yeah,
bigger
they
star
ruined-
there.
they ruined the fucking biggest star they had, MJF, with just pointless, meaningless shit.
Dude,
He's
still
MJF
It's still entertaining.
is just
Like the American title now, whatever. That's entertaining stuff to me still.
I
Yeah.
I
he
can't
is
get into it.
raping
Rewind.
Tony Khan right now for a paycheck. He
Dude,
is
it's
raping
awesome,
him
bro.
for a paycheck.
With no motherfucking lube, man. He ain't getting shit. He's getting raw dogged on that one. Like,
No
way,
Vaseline all
man.
day.
You know who? And
Yep.
you know who discovered the guy? You know who discovered MJF?
Rosie
Fucking
O'Donnell.
Brian Myers.
Yeah,
yeah, at Create a Pro.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen MJF. I saw MJF before he ever got mainstream on the indie scene because I live in New York. So I've seen him multiple times on indie shows before he ever got mainstream. And I always thought he was a star. I think he's depreciated his talent level there. He made
I
a
was just going to say
colossal.
that.
And he's his same stale, tired shit that he says all the time that was once funny is not funny anymore. So
His stock has declined.
Yeah,
it's,
I agree.
and it's only going to get worse.
But
You know,
the same with The Rock, right? Rock said the same shit over and over too, right? For the most part in the
But-
Attitude Era.
That,
But that's The
very
Rock.
true. That's very true.
But
I
that's
was going
The
to
Rock,
say, you
though.
cannot compare The Rock with MJF.
Well,
Yeah.
think about The Rock in the 90s compared to MJF now. Same level. Both mouthpieces repeat the same shit. It's
Mhm.
similar. Give them
I
time to
still
grow.
don't understand what
It's
you're
a
saying.
different time, though.
But it's different too because if you go back and look at Rock and Jeremy, I'll ask your question just one second.
They booked The Rock correctly.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
but
That's
The
true.
Rock would go from heel to face to heel to face, and he would bounce around when the time is right. MJF is not a baby face, and he didn't get over as a good baby face, and he looked stupid when he was one at the end. I mean, he fucking lost, his belt because of that stupid Adam
MJF
Cole
is
faction.
champion at AEW right now.
So do
Yeah.
you think if MJF went to WWE, it would be different?
Absolutely.
Yes,
You got to think of it this way, though,
utilized-
too. You got to think of it this way, though, too, with the comparing to Rock and MJF. Okay, who does MJF have to go up against? Who did The Rock have? Like The Rock had The
100%.
Undertaker, Randy Orton, Triple H,
Stone
Stone Cold
Cold.
Steve Austin. Who's MJF have?
He had CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, or fucking Edge.
Bro,
or
Adam,
fucking-
get out of here with Adam Cole.
or I mean, there's
Adam Cole is the only person that hooks better than. Okay.
wow. That's a shot.
Whoa, Jude's coming out swinging.
Joe, too, man.
Yikes.
He's coming out swinging, man.
Adam
Well, hey
Cole.
guys, it was a blast to have you all on. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight and coming and giving your opinions and always being an active part of the community and stuff. And we really appreciate it. Jeremy, I'm going to ask your question right in just a minute. As I said, I'll ask it to Richie right before we close. But I'll throw this out too. We got some merch coming up over the next few weeks. So for anybody listening or checking this out now, later on all the various platforms, we're going to have some merch coming out by probably end of August, early September. And I got the first demo piece right here of it. So we got the Retro Wrestling Revival cap right now, right off the bat. So that's going to be the first one. And we got an order of that's going to be put in over the next couple of weeks. So if you guys are hat wearers and anything like that, it's going to be a cheap price, $20 plus just whatever shipping and handling for it. And then we got t-shirts and sweatshirts we're going to be doing and a couple of other things for merch. So for anybody watching or you guys or anybody out there, if you want some cool stuff, we got some cool stuff coming up with merchandise and everything too. So just stay tuned over the next few weeks. And guys, you guys are always, of course, welcome to be on anytime. We love having you on. Jude, Laza, Rewind. We send all of our guests to you guys.
And that was a treat.
It was great to see Rand, man. Jeremy's here. He's not feeling good. He's been pressing through with us tonight. And everybody else that's popped in, you guys got to join up and, continue on and keep coming out. So, guys, thanks for joining us. And we'll probably be back this weekend. So we'll see you guys over the weekend, okay?
Thanks for having us, guys.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Thanks for having us. All right, guys. Thanks. Thanks, gents. All right, everybody. Richie, last question of the night is straight for you. So I'm going to close the green room down now, guys. So if it boots you out, it's just because I'm closing it down the backstage area for now. So I'm not kicking you out. It just closes it out right now. So just going to set that to end right now. So give me 1 sec, guys. Thanks. All right. So question for you, Richie, as an MMA fan from Jeremy. How do you feel about Dustin and Conor 4 being talked about for early next year?
I don't want to hear anything about Conor until Michael Chandler and him fight it, dude. I'm so sick of, they're talking about kicking the can down the road. I don't think the Dustin Poirier option is a good look for McGregor. The same outcome's going to happen. His leg's compromised. This is me being one of Conor's biggest fans and stuff like that. Like, I love the dude. I support the dude. When he goes to war, I go to war type of thing. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think his time's over in the UFC. I think it's now time for him to go focus on his promotion, the BKFC, that he's very much a part of now. If he wants to go get some fights in over there, his leg's not compromised if you just box. So I think he needs to do the Chandler fight, see where that goes. If he wins, maybe go for a title. If you lose that, go to BKFC, and get your run over there, get your money over there. But it's sad to say everybody's hero eventually, Michael Jordan, like Masvidal said in his last fight, eventually Michael Jordan takes his last shot, and I think Conor's got more fights behind him than he does in front of him. And so unfortunately, I don't want to see the Poirier thing again. I don't think it's a good, I don't think it would be a good fight for him. I agree with Rewind. I think Dustin gets the win on that. It's a sad thing to say about one of my heroes, but I think his time is done in the UFC. So,
what do you think about how he acted to Mike Perry after the after the fight with Jake Paul?
I thought it was
what do you think about that?
I thought it was distasteful, but you know what? I think it was distasteful on Mike Perry's part. To go out and announce this new promotion and stuff without the knowledge of BKFC, his dirty boxing promotion that he's promoting now. I don't think Mike Perry should have done that. You're the face of the BKFC. You're going over there. They're giving you an opportunity to go fight outside of them. And that's the first thing that you do. That's not a very good business move. He should have been representing the company that brought him to the dance, the BKFC, and being their champion. That's who he should have been promoting. So I think it was a bad move on Mike Perry's part, to do that.
I mean, ask permission for that stuff, if you're going to promote it, and you're signed to a contract with the other brand. I mean, ask permission to say, hey, is it cool if I mention this? I know we're in business together.
But if Mike Perry thinks that he's got the stroke Conor does over there being half owner, no. You're gone, bro. You're gone.
Yeah. I laughed at him saying, well, I'm an owner of the company too. It's like, dude, you're like a 1% owner probably of it. They probably give you like a 1% stock in it.
He's not even invested in the BKFC. He's invested in one of their streaming service providers, Triller.
And he looked like shit in that fight, man. He looked terrible.
Like yeah. It was an embarrassing showing.
Yeah, it sure was. All right, well, there you go, Richie. That is, or excuse me, Jeremy. There's your question for Richie. I threw it out there, and I hope you're feeling better. Richie, you got any closing thoughts before we hop off of this fun impromptu?
I'm so happy that we got to do this show tonight. All the guys showed out tonight, and it's been a journey. We've got our vacations out of the way now. We're going to be firing on all cylinders each and every week. You and I got a vacation that we're planning soon, but we're going to take the podcast on the road. You guys are going to come with us for that one. So have no fear. When me and John announced that we're going on vacation, we're taking you guys with us. So
we're gonna do our first we're gonna do our first live one in person at the same time together. So we're going on a little road trip in October out to Las Vegas. We're gonna go to for the Columbus Day weekend, have some fun out there. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, and we are gonna do an impromptu stream and have some fun while we do it, just to do it live for everybody. So excited for it. But I'm excited to get back, man. It's been a lot of I feel like I've lived on vacation for the last 2 years.
That's a good problem to have for somebody, but it's time. We want to take this thing to the next level, not just for us, but for you guys. We want to have fun. We want to do these things. Me and John have talking about, getting us together on streams and watching PLEs and doing stuff like that, man, streaming it for you guys and just having a blast and growing this group and getting closer. I feel like we're all getting closer as a group. We're having fun. We got to keep this ride going, man. It's a good thing. We're creating it. It's genuine. And it's awesome, dude. I can't tell you how happy I am to be a part of it. And I thank you all for being here. I really do.
Yeah, we're going to start doing the PLEs, not all of them, but we're going to start doing live streams and, where we're going to stick on for a whole PLE. We're going to watch it. Maybe we'll do it for Bash in Berlin. I don't know. We'll see if we can maybe do that, if we can arrange it up. But we are going to do more live streams to the PLEs and have some fun with everybody. It's going to be a good time doing it. So we got a lot of good stuff in store for the very near future. And I mean, we're excited too. We, just got offered a contract out in Washington, D.C. So we're going to be out in Fairfax in Washington, D.C. with the Retro Wrestling Revival a couple times a month on one of the stations out there over the next probably 3 to 4 weeks. So, I mean, it's because of you guys that have grown
Yeah.
the show and, you know, listening, and we really appreciate it. And we really love each and every one of you guys and think the best for you, man. So like, thank you guys for all you do. Jeremy says, I really missed you guys. Enjoy
Missed
the
you,
evening.
man.
Thanks, Jeremy. We definitely did, man. Rewind says, thanks, guys. Remember, Taz is the real goat. Yes. Jude says, love Las Vegas. It's in Sin City for a reason, right? Yep. Lazza, thanks for coming out. Everybody, thanks so much. We will try to be back later on this week. At the end of the week, I'll be back into the States on Thursday. So maybe over the weekend, if Richie and I don't have anything going on, we are planning on doing it. Hey, thanks, Rewind. We really appreciate that, man. And we appreciate all you guys. So, Rand, there's always another time. Don't worry about the internet. You said you had weather out there, so don't worry about it. There's always another time. Many other times. We're always going to open this up to everybody. It's what we do, and we love having you guys on. So you guys are awesome. We thank you so much. I know it's late for a lot of the East Coast guys, and we really appreciate it. Lazza's in Australia for Jesus Christ. He's a warrior too. Yeah, dude. And
all you guys, man.
Every one of you. So
it's
hey,
humbling.
Guys, thanks.
It's humbling. Thank you so much for the support.
It is, man. 1,000%. All right, guys. I apologize again if the audio quality wasn't as good as normal and the picture quality wasn't as good. This was impromptu. I didn't have my stuff with me here, and you guys know it's not like that normally. So if it didn't sound as good, I do apologize for anybody listening. And if you guys listen for the first time and you're watching this, we always have it a lot better. So it's just impromptu, remote, and we just wanted to have some fun with everybody tonight. So, well, that's all we got. We've been pressing along for the last couple hours. It's been a great time. We'll see you guys again real soon. Stay safe, be well. If you guys are in the hurricane area out in the States with Debbie, please,
keep your head down.
Please be safe, man. We really, really want to see everybody, stay safe during those things. And for anybody that's been affected by that, we're praying for each and every one of you and your families and your loved ones. And, we hope you all stay safe and stay good. So, all right, for Richie, I'm John. We'll see you all on the next episode of the Retro Wrestling Revival. Be good, guys.